It's Takara Stacia with 2020 The Magazine, and today I am chatting with comedian Jake Staley. What's going on?
Hey, what's going on? Everything is everything. How you doing, Takara?
I'm good, but more importantly, I want to know, how are you doing? The purpose of this interview is basically we're dedicating our June edition to the Black man. And
Okay.
I can tell you this was something that we had in the makings long before everything just started to go haywire. But in
Uh-huh.
the midst of everything that's going on, I want to ask, how are you doing?
Um, Keep it short. I'm aggravated,
Okay.
tired. I'm I'm disgusted. I'm a lot of things that I shouldn't be in 2020.
Hmm.
I'm a lot of things that shouldn't be in 2020. I shouldn't be witnessing my brothers and sisters get murdered by the police.
Right.
I shouldn't be witnessing it. It shouldn't have happened from the beginning. But after 1963 and we watched Dr. King do his speech, you would think would listen, but nothing changed. Nothing's changed since 1921 when they burned down Black Wall Street. Nothing has changed, and it's time that we wake up. And I feel quite confident in voting now.
Mm.
At one point in time, I thought my vote. I just didn't think voting was important for us because I didn't think it affected us from the White House standpoint.
Right.
But inside our communities, that's where it starts. We got to start voting people. We got to start voting for our sheriffs. We got to start voting for our corners. We got to start voting for our governors. We got to start voting for our senators. We got to start voting for everybody within the community because that's where the change gonna start.
I agree wholeheartedly. And I'm glad you tapped into the whole vote and the importance of it, because so many of us think how you said you thought. And especially with our younger people, now the 18-year-olds who are seeing that the civil rights movement didn't really end with Dr. King's death, that we're still in the process, we're still a part of the movement. So, what are you doing as your part in the movement?
Well, right now I'm creating a. I want to create a council of our own. And when I say a council of our own, I want to get some people together. I want to get a lot of us together, brothers and sisters together. We got to get together because we got to start looking out for each other. So
Right.
what my plan is to get a good group of us together and go to the police department. Let's sit down with the police and let's see how we can figure this out because we got to figure it out. We
Right.
got to figure it out in our neighborhoods. We got to talk to these cops. We got to push to get the corrupted cops out of there, whether they're black or white. They got to go because we can't continue to witness each other dying because all it's doing is letting my children know that it's okay for the police to kill them.
Hmm.
I have to teach my children a certain way to act with the cops. When the cops supposed to be the people that you can say, hey, you having trouble, call them.
Right.
No, I have to tell them if you got trouble with the police, call your daddy. I
Hmm.
should have that speech.
You're right. You're right.
They got
But
hired to
it's our
protect.
reality.
They went to school to protect and serve, but that's not happening in our communities. And if that don't change, nothing's going to change.
You
They
are
got
right.
rules they set up, the Constitution, and I'm sorry, I'm over talking. I'm sorry,
No, you're
but
fine.
they got these rules they set up, the Constitution, and they got this rule, that rule, and all these different rules that they say, well, that's the rule, but those things could be changed very easy. You make this excuse, but that can be changed.
Right.
I have a rule in my house with my children that you don't get a cell phone until you're a certain age. I changed the rule once the age hit. The rule is changed. Rules can be changed. That's not an excuse to keep treating us like dogs.
Hmm. You're right. Now you're local, so here in South Carolina and especially in Columbia, we witnessed um, what the news stations are saying went from a peaceful protest to a violent protest, and there's been different narrative. There's been footage of what happened. What's your take on what's going on right now in our cities?
In our city, our police department in Richland County is corrupted. And
Mm.
I'm telling you this from not only what I hear, but from what I see. Now, eyewitness our sheriff get on national news. Get on, well, I'll say our local news. I don't know if it was national. It was our local news station. And he told the city that, and I can't get it word for word, but I do the best I can. He told the reporter asked him, how did the protest go behind the police department? He said, well, he said it was a peaceful protest. And he said, how soon before bottles started being thrown? He said, well, it was almost immediately after they got back there, they started throwing things at us. So when the video uploads on Facebook,
Right.
you see peaceful people, you see a barricade, and then moments later, you hear a policeman in the background say, push, push. They pass the barricades to go after the people. They start shooting tear gas at peaceful protesters, and that's their every right. They got every right to protest,
Right.
but they're shooting tear gas and they're pushing them down and they're being bullies,
Hmm.
just like the president of the United States of America. The sheriff of that county, of our county, if he allowed that to happen, he's a bully. The policemen are bullies. They had men dressed up in orange jumpsuits, looked like with corrections on the shields, looked like they had prisoners out there helping them to push.
Wow. Wow.
So if we're getting lied to, if we're getting lied to by a community leader,
Hmm.
change needs to happen. That's when we got to go to the polls and
That's
say,
what we're
hey,
focused
him
on.
out, and we got to put somebody else in.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Tell me this. What is your take? Are we now in a race war, or is it black people against police officers? What is your take on what's actually going on and what the problem is today?
I believe what's happening is it's trickling down from up top. Okay, when Donald Trump says, when the looting start, the shooting start. When Donald Trump is using all these racial slurs toward African Americans and other cultures, other races, it trickled down to the top, from the top to the bottom. So if he's saying that, guess what? The police departments, they're looking at it. They're saying it too.
Right.
The the white people or the Caucasian people that's already racist, they feeding into that. They're eating that stuff up. So think about this for a second, if you will. When the pandemic hit, white folk got mad because
Hmm.
their privilege got taken away. They had to sit back and they couldn't do what they wanted to do. So they got upset. Excuse me, let me wipe the sweat. I'm sorry, I'm sweating.
Oh, you're fine.
So they got their privileges taken away. So when their privileges got taken away, they got upset. So guess what they did? They grouped up with hundreds of them grouped up. They
Yes,
put on
they
assault
did.
rifles. They
Yes,
walked through
they did.
the building. They walked the streets. They spit in the police officers' faces. And nobody went to jail. Nobody got tased. Nobody got shot. And guess what? Guess what happened after that?
Nobody died.
Put things back up.
Yep.
They're honoring them because they started opening things back up because they were upset. We
Hmm.
do a peaceful protest. We kneel in the NFL. We become a son of a you know what by the president. We
Right.
get kicked out of the NFL for standing up for injustice, for social injustice. It wasn't. It's not. It wasn't a race war. If it is, they turn it in. That's what they're turning it into a
Right.
race war. We don't care about the color of anybody's skin. I can honestly say that about me and my people and the people that I know.
Right.
They're making it a race war. They want that.
Mm.
When you pushing violence, you turn around and you want to put it on us. Y'all taught us how to be violent because we wasn't violent people. We learned how to write from you guys.
Mm.
When I
That's
say you
right.
guys, I mean white people.
Right.
And I'm just being straight up like that. I'm not a racist. I don't have to remind people of that. But I'm just speaking a lot of things that people don't want to say. It's time for us to stop hiding behind these cell phones. Stop hiding behind, talking amongst each other. We got to speak out. Everybody has to do it. It's not gonna be 10 or 20 of us to make a difference. It's gonna take all of us. That's how the difference is gonna make. I can say I can talk till I'm blue in the face, but if I'm just talking, who's gonna listen?
You're right. You're right. And I wholeheartedly agree that it's going to take a unified us. It can't be sporadic. It can't be some of us over here, but some of us don't want to get our hands dirty because we're scared of our jobs in corporate America. We can't be scared that we're going to be reprimanded. I do understand the fear of death because that's now instilled in us. It
Yes,
doesn't take violence to beget violence, not when you're black. So I understand that, but it absolutely will take a unified us.
but
One
the thing
thing,
is, we're fighting for justice. We want equality.
right,
Now, just imagine if we wanted revenge. How would things go then?
right.
So if we take it and change and say, you know what, we don't want equality. We want revenge. Do you know what had happened to the United States of America?
That's a whole different story.
In their books they write, in these programs they build, and these numbers they have, these percentages of how many people it is, they say it's only America's only, I forgot the percentage of black people, of African American it is. They try to make like it's only this many of us.
Right,
You
right,
know, try to make us so small until it's ridiculous.
right.
So pure. I can go on and on about stuff like this, man, because it's a shame that I've learned this much about this, and it was supposed to be over with so many years ago. We shouldn't know so much about. We shouldn't see what we see right now. It's
Right.
just it's ridiculous, and the only way it's gonna change is if we change the people that's in the head seats. We got to change them. They got to go.
Absolutely. I think what you said just now about the numbers will definitely come into play on July 7th. Ti started this initiative, this push for the blackout, and they'll definitely take heed when our dollars are not present. Then we'll get the real numbers. Then we'll see the real impact of a unified us.
That's it.
I
That's
do
it.
think the main point that you have made today is the votes matter. Like,
Yes, they.
what will you say? What can you say now to the younger generation to convince them that we need y'all to go out there and vote? Even next week here in Columbia, in South Carolina.
Well, what I want to tell the younger generation is, I was you at one point in time. I'll be 35 years old next month. You have to take heed and listen to us. Listen to us and understand us. We were 18 one time. We were 21 one time. We know. I don't. I'm tired of people saying I should have listened. Just go ahead and listen now, because
Mm,
you hear it all the time when you're 18, 21, 25. You always hear older people say, "Man, I wish I'd have did this," or "I wish I'd have did that." You know, the generation of people now, the 18-year-olds, the 20-year-olds, y'all next up. So we need you guys to help us make this difference because we're getting older. When I'm 50 years old, I'm looking to the younger generation when I go to the hospital. That's what I have to look to.
absolutely.
That's what I have to look to. So we have to help these people, even the ones they judge, the gang members, the females that's in the street that they say in the street and all this. We can't bypass those people. We can't keep walking by. Oh no, he got his pants pulled down. Go over there and talk to that brother. You don't know what he's got going on. Go over there and talk to that sister. Go talk to these people. These people need somebody to talk to because they probably don't have nobody. That's why they doing what they do. Everybody react to an action.
Mm, you're right.
So whatever's going on and whatever they're reacting to, we need to try to help. I was that. I done sold drugs. I done smoked weed. I was a weed smoker. You know what I mean? I've done all that stuff. So I know where they are in their mind.
Right.
I know where they are. I didn't have somebody to talk to. I didn't have a father. I got one, but I didn't have a present father. I didn't have a present man figure coming up. I didn't
Mm,
have a man to tell me, hey, you need when you grow up, you need to get yourself responsible. I just got responsible. I'm 35. I'm
wow.
just
Great.
not being responsible. I'm just now understanding what life is to be a man. Because when I was growing up, the men would tell me to go out, find me a female, and do what do to do. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's all I learned how to do. That's why I got 6 children.
Wow.
But that's not what that's not the way. We have to teach
Right.
these young people different. Going out and getting a female. That's a female for a female to get a man and a man to get a female. That's the easiest thing you can do. So you can do that later. It's gonna be there. It's time to go vote. It's time to change your city. It's time to take back over again. They won't. When we get Black Wall Street back, I guarantee you they won't set no fires there.
That's right. That's
We
right.
gonna do that.
I love that. I love that. Real quick, tell the people where they can follow you.
Comedian Jake Staley on Facebook, comedian Jake Staley on Instagram, and go get your laugh on because I am funny. That what people say. I don't know if I am or not really. That what people say. The people say I'm a little funny. So go follow me. I do post a lot of about what's going on right now because I'm a comedian now. I used to, joke every day. I used to go live every day, just acting up, cutting up. But now I don't feel like anything is funny. And you said something earlier about us being afraid of our jobs and afraid of our opportunities from us, so we can't say nothing. That's slavery.
You're right.
That's slavery.
You're
I'm
right.
not going to be enslaved, and I'm not gonna let somebody do me wrong, and I'm not gonna speak out about us being done wrong because I'm afraid of a position. Because guess what? I have a God that I believe in, and the position that He has for me, nobody can take it away. And that's all I got to
Absolutely. Thank you so much for your time today. Please get out the heat because I see you starting to sweat again.
say.
And we look forward to seeing more from you, hearing more from you in the movement. Thank
Oh
you.
yeah, in the movement. Thank you, Takar.
You're welcome.